just average in all the subjects. You will get a person who is presenting well in the examination only is getting the good rank. So it is not that we are not having enough knowledge, but in the examination, how to present, that only matters. Gate examination, particularly it is a wise way of controlled way of presentation of what we know. Right now, whatever knowledge you have, if all that in the examination if you can present in a proper way, so that is giving a good rank. So whatever you have prepared till now is different, and from now onwards, particularly as you are reaching towards the end of the exam, last month, last week, the last day, so the last span, which is highly important towards the final success. So how much you have prepared, how much we are revising, how much we can recollect in the examination, that only matters. So you have all those capabilities. First believe your strength, and till the time you are appearing the examination, when you are preparing for that, you think that it is only my life, otherwise there is no life. With that much of interest you have to prepare, but once you are going to the examination, just forget about all those tensions. Go with a peaceful mind to the examination hall, and whatever you know, if that much you can exhibit in the examination, just you can reproduce in the examination, that is more than sufficient to get a better rank. So the last span, what we are preparing now is of highly important zone, and certainly with lot of difficulties you are away from your family, and with food, whatnot in all the ways. So from the extreme conditions of hot, cold and rainy season, all the seasons you have here seasoned well in all these conditions, with all the difficulties you have faced. But all this struggle is not only the 4 months or 6 months struggle, it is from last 20 years of struggle, which is going to come true within the next last span of 1 month or 1 year hardly. After that everything is good for us only, and for that better life only today we are struggling. So just continue the same spell for a little bit. So only for 1 month or 2 months towards that examination, and with all that efforts when you are going to the examination, with a peaceful mind, whatever that known concept, without going for any negative and without any tension, if you reproduce, that result is giving a good result. And there are so many examples, but one simple example regarding that, how peaceful you are presenting and what is the result for that. This is one example of my senior. He is also now in the railways as a senior officer. So when he was giving so after diploma, this is like he said for engineering common entrance examination exam, when he is going for, he is 2 years senior in my college. So when he was going for that exam, so while he is going to that exam, just before exam only as usual, he is actually a good person, so with a merit person only. But still, when he is going on to that day, with all his belongings, when he was going, so in between, so on the bank itself, he met with an accident and he fall down on the floor. Nothing happened, some small scratches, but altogether whatever fallen on there, he has again recollected, went into the exam hall. But when he went there and saw, his admit card was missing. So that is the time when he reached, because of this, already maybe 1 hour before planned, but almost to the time he reached. From there again came back to the place where he dropped this, and he collected and came back. Altogether 15 minutes of delay. Then with the request, because at the time by his condition also they were allowed, and finally he is the, at that time he said that is for state level, he is the state first ranker. Just imagine. So there is nothing barrier within such type of tensions also. Only the peaceful mind, the presentation mind. So if it is there, so in between lot of disturbance will come, but finally our intention and our goal, if that is clear, so working towards that, nothing, happily we can get the better position. And moreover, regarding, it is slightly different from our academic plan. It is something like in the life, so there is something beyond that, like getting the first rank or getting good job or getting good salary. Beyond that, something called the job satisfaction in the life. So because maybe in your circle, if somebody you are going and asking, those who are thinking that they are well settled, Are you satisfied with your present profession? So 90% of the time, you will be given something like, had I been given one more opportunity, I would have done something else. But if somebody is asking you the same question after 10 years, you should say confidently, yes, I am satisfied. For that, the last few sentences. It is something like, now you have wide variety of opportunities. But with this great preparation, had it been an entrance into a college, I would have not told these things, because in the college maybe a group of 40 people, out of that the creamy zone is around 5 or 6 people. Those who are really struggling and what I have to do in the next they are having. Rest of people just as I have joined in the college, okay. So but you are such creamy zone from different colleges of such creamy zone you are here with this much of efforts and this much of struggle. So on the way, any exam you are giving, you may get cleared and you enter into the organization. But once you enter into the organization, after joining there, just few years will go just like that. We may not believe that years have passed there. But after working in the organization for 1 or 2 years, if you realize that it is not suitable, I have to work for something else, leaving that and again coming back and preparing for giving one more examination, there is a huge difference giving the exam at this stage. And after working in some organization, realizing that it is not good for me, and again working, here coming back and preparing, giving once relaxed to the mind, come back to this state. So this will take a lot of efforts. That's why now, being you have wide variety of opportunities, select a place where you can get more than job satisfaction. Not only as a single, tomorrow, along with all our inevitable additions, after 10 years, what you are going to be, where you will be more happy with respect to, because different people are happy in different fields. So select your happy zone towards that. From now onwards you are. But one thing is clear, I am not saying that leave everything and work only for your goal. Your goal is the final thing. In between whatever comes, that is as a springboard only. You just, maybe it is compulsory for some of the people to opt from the conditions. So you can select that, but from there try to go for your next step. Keep your aim here and work towards that. And finally, this is regarding not only so the 2 months or 4 months of effort, already I mentioned from the last 20 years of your and our parental efforts of maybe almost 30-40 years of their dreams, which now they are going to true. That is the reason. This is one practical feeling which I had in the last month. So this is regarding one feeling of a parent, so whose son got selected for that, just the moment when he came to know that this happened really in the last month. So when I was in my home, at my native place, so one of the person who got selected for IS, what I want to say is, this is what the parental care from last 30-35 years of their dreams now through you, they are going to come true. That's why it is not only our efforts from our elders, parents and all, they are looking for a good news from your side. So how much happiness will be for them once you are getting selected into a good organization, or maybe in a good job or profession when you are entering. So at that time, so the feel of that person, just to indicate that it is one real case which has happened in my hometown at that place. During that day it was rainy day, just 1 month before it was rainy only. So at that time, so when I was in my home, so one person just 2 kilometers away from there. So after stepping down from the bus, he has to come by walk. It is around some 200 meters distance to come by walk. It was heavy rain. He is completely wet. So at that time when he was coming, so when just he knocked the door along with my father, when he went, he saw my father and just like that was saying, I can still observe in his eyes that happiness in saying that my son got selected for IAS on that day. The results were there, so at that time he was selected. Just I can still remember his feel in explaining that my son got selected. He just forgot about all his condition, in all that wet condition and whatever. So here it is, the pain. you can see the feel of our parents, and it's not only from our parents for our bright future in the rest of entire life, which is going to a well settled platform. So this is the time where you have to work for. Definitely you are doing that. So let us hope the God also gives us a good energy to keep it, and wish you all the best to all of you. And I hope so everybody gets settled in a well position, particularly our nearby, the GATE exam. Everybody should get very good rank, and all that banner, what we are saying, it should fill with all the faces of our face. Wish you all the best.